Hi, my loves. Welcome back. What if the ceasefire isn't what it seems? What if what we're being shown on the surface is only a sliver of the real truth that's playing out behind the scenes? In today's collective energy reading, I pulled out my tarot cards and I'm asking Spirit some of the deeper questions that have been sitting heavy in our hearts. What's really behind the sudden ceasefire between Israel and Iran? What's the Orange One's true role in all of this? And is there a deeper karmic or spiritual timeline unfolding, one that we're not being shown in the headlines? We're going to move through this session card by card, soul by soul. Take a deep breath and stay with me until the end. This one is layered, urgent, and eye-opening. But please remember, this is a collective spiritual reading that's meant to offer clarity, insight, and reflection. It's not fact, prediction, or political commentary. Always listen to your own heart, trust your intuition, and only take what resonates. If something doesn't feel aligned, then lovingly leave it behind. This is a safe space to explore possibilities, not to cling to fear. Remember, Spirit is always with us. Let's begin. Spirit, what energy truly lies beneath the ceasefire between Iran and Israel? The first card we received is Justice Upright, Ten of Swords Upright, and Seven of Pentacles Upright. The ceasefire isn't rooted in harmony. It's a karmic checkpoint, not a resolution. Justice Upright tells us that this moment is about cosmic accountability. Spirit is recalibrating the scales, but it's painful. The Ten of Swords screams of betrayal, exhaustion, and deep collective wounds. There's a sense that something has ended, not because it was healed, but because it has collapsed under the weight of its own damage. And the Seven of Pentacles reminds us we're in a liminal space now, watching and waiting. This is a harvest point, not a healing one. And Spirit says, look closely at what's been sown. This is not peace. It's a pause, and the roots beneath are still bleeding. What is Spirit revealing about Iran's decision to suspend nuclear oversight? We received the Six of Swords upright, Eight of Pentacles upright, and the Five of Pentacles upright. Iran's suspension of oversight is not an impulsive move. It's part of a long transition into self-determined control. The Six of Swords shows us that this is an emotionally complex shift, not a show of power, but an escape from imposed limits. There's fatigue here. Eight of Pentacles says that Iran is preparing something quietly and methodically, like an artisan building behind closed doors. But Five of Pentacles echoes loud. There's desperation driving this. Fear of scarcity, of exclusion, of collapse. Spirit reveals the pain and pressure that's fueling this shift, not just strategy. It's not just politics, it's survival cloaked in sovereignty. Spirit, what is the Orange One's true motivation behind brokering this ceasefire? We received the Page of Wands upright, the Star upright, Death upright, and Temperance upright. Page of Wands shows the thirst for legacy, for being seen as the bringer of a new age. The Star is his craving to be the light in the dark, the redeemer, but Death and Temperance together say it's not pure, recognizing transformation, pacing chaos to appear as peace. Spirit is telling us that this isn't about unity, it's about image. He wants to own the ending and the renewal. The symbolism is carefully curated. He's playing spiritual optics with political fire. He's not solving the fire, he's choreographing it. Spirit, how is this conflict being used as a tool of distraction, manipulation, or consolidation of power? The first card we received was the Ten of Cups reversed, the Four of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed. We are being emotionally disoriented. Ten of Cups reversed shows that the dream of peace is being twisted into a false sense of safety. The foundation, Four of Wands reversed, are cracked. The conflict is being used to destabilize our collective emotional core, to make us question what's real. And the Queen of Wands reversed warns us there's charisma being weaponized. It's not about truth, it's about control cloaked in confidence. There is sorcery in the media and misdirection in the narrative. Spirit is asking us to snap out of the trance. Spirit, what is the deeper karmic or spiritual truth about nuclear power in this region? We received the Emperor reversed, the Hermit upright, and Three of Cups reversed. Nuclear power here is not just technological, it's deeply karmic. The Emperor reverse speaks of power abused by wounded masculinity, unbalanced leadership driven by control, not protection. The Hermit calls this region ancient, wise, and burdened with generational memory. Nuclear energy is not new to spirit, it's old magic misused. The Three of Cups reversed warns of betrayal, of alliances once whole that now hide shadows. Spirit says, nuclear power is a mirror, not just a weapon. It reveals who we are in times of pressure. Spirit, what are the hidden forces influencing the nuclear decisions and escalations behind the scenes? We received the Three of Wands reversed, Page of Cups upright, and the Knight of Wands upright. Spirit is saying that yes, forces that we cannot see, but they're definitely moving pieces. The Three of Wands reverse shows blocked or diverted intentions, timelines altered before they fully unfold. The Page of Cups shows dreamy, naive influences trying to soften or steer outcomes with idealism, but the Knight of Wands arrives with urgency. This is someone, or some force, riding the line between help and interference, perhaps a foreign agent or a spiritual disruptor. The message is clear. The decisions aren't made in isolation. Spirit says that the energy behind these escalations is a mix of lack of experience and calculated fire. What is Spirit asking the collective to learn or awaken to through this crisis? We received the Seven of Wands upright, Four of Swords reversed, and the Nine of Wands upright. Spirit is waking us up through exhaustion. The Seven of Wands says that we're being called to take a stand, not from hate, but from clarity. This is not a time to be passive. The Four of Swords reversed warns that healing must now come from movement, not stillness. And the Nine of Wands reminds us, you may be tired, but you're not done. The world feels bruised, but your voice, your awareness, your inner fire, it all matters. This isn't about war. This is about remembrance. Spirit, what is the next energetic shift that we need to prepare for as this timeline unfolds? We received Strength upright, Five of Swords upright, and the Fool upright. A reckoning is coming. Strength is telling us that we must walk forward with grace anchored in power and compassion that does not collapse. The Five of Swords is the exposure of betrayal, manipulation, and fractured truths. Spirit is saying, do not react, respond. And the Fool upright, that's a reset, a leap. We're standing on the edge of a collective threshold, and what comes next will require courage, faith, and a refusal to play their game. Spirit is asking us to begin again, but wiser. This reading shows us a timeline that's soaked in manipulation, image, and exhaustion, but also a subtle invitation to awaken, witness, and to reclaim our power. The ceasefire is a performance with blood still dripping beneath the curtain. The orange one's hand in it is more theatrical than transformational. He's chasing legacy, not peace. Spirit shows us that the nuclear tension isn't just political, it's ancestral, karmic, and spiritual. And yet, in the midst of all this chaos, Spirit is calling us back to clarity, to see through the distraction, to stand even when we're tired, to believe even when the timeline bends, and to start anew with discernment and soul led strength. Thank you so much for walking through this with me, my loves. I know that some of the messages were intense, but they were also incredibly important, and Spirit didn't hold back. The reading showed us that the ceasefire isn't a true ending, it's a pause loaded with karmic weight and strategic moves. There are hidden agendas, spiritual lessons, and divine blueprints in play that go far beyond what any of us are being told. From the Orange One's motives to the manipulation of global attention and the energy around nuclear escalation, Spirit is also asking us to stay grounded, aware, and deeply connected to truth, not fear, not chaos, just truth. And even in all of this, the message remains clear. We are not powerless. We are being called to stay awake, to hold the line, and to carry the wisdom that we've earned through every storm we've already survived. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what stood out from this reading. What are you feeling intuitively right now about the ceasefire, the nuclear tension, or the path ahead? And if there are any questions that you would like me to ask in a future reading, drop it below. I'm always reading your insights and adding them to my list. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. And if this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. Spirit always finds a way to bring these messages to the right hearts at the right time. And as always, please trust your intuition. Only take what resonates with your heart and lovingly leave the rest. You are loved. You are guided. And no matter how dark it gets out there, your light is still needed. I'll see you in the next video.